Yeah, you pay me BTC Ethereum and I convert to my own token.
Okay.
I want to do a stable.
Who is here? Write to me. A lot of people came already, so we have the CEO of StartupToken. I just got a T-shirt for free. He's here. He's going to present something, and I think there's going to be pitches by 5 startups. Okay.
People are panicking about results of Bitcoin. They cannot support some transactions. So I had like a cost circuit, like 7% in my.
All right, somebody is here.
Then I start issuing. Pumping money, putting dollars in exchange.
Who is here? Okay, we have 3 people joining. I hope it's the usual crowd.
Yeah, I can prove people. I have this Bitcoin to reserve. I don't have.
Let me see. Okay, I was just off because I was sharing. I was sharing the link to all the platforms. Okay, right. We have quite important people here today. I think I don't have to speak that loud because I've got this microphone on here. We've got. Okay, man. Hey, how are you? Which company are you from?
Academy.
Academy. Oh yeah, you're the educational kind of. Yeah, I just saw your website actually. I checked it out. Maybe I'm gonna sign up. So do you have materials already?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Is it costly? Do you have to pay for it per month or?
First, we take only developers.
I'm a developer. I am on GitHub.
Perfect.
Really?
Let's train you.
Oh wow,
Let's
that's
get you a
really
job
nice.
doing some blockchain development.
Yeah, man. This is awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah. Do you have a card or anything?
Yeah.
I can contact you later. So yeah, sure. So they are just in one nutshell, like 2 sentences. What are you trying to do?
A lot of money has been raised in the industry, and nobody has developers. We make developers and give them jobs.
Okay, that is very simple. Yeah. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Thank you. And my old friend again.
Hello again.
He's gonna say buy Neo again.
Buy Neo again.
So it used to be 1 minute before at 3 people. Now there are 8 people.
Okay.
Good morning, Stephen Perrin.
Actually, yesterday went from 70 to 84. Now it's 74. I think people should buy the dip.
Okay. Don't. You have to do your own research before you do that.
An investment advice, but buy Neo.
Yeah. There is not regulated market, so he can't say that on the live channel. If it were US dollar, he can't say that because otherwise he get into trouble. So that's the good thing about this market. You can do anything you want, pretty much. So let's have a look. Yeah, I will keep this card here. I will keep this card at a safe place. So this is the co-founder of Academy. It's just literally called Academy. Wow, that's nice. It's like Kingsland.academy. Mo. Yeah. What do you mean is it on? Yeah, it's literally called Academy. I can't see anything. Can you see something now? Wait 1 second.
V4. 71.
Okay, looks good. Can someone else confirm that it's safe? So, okay, perfect. Life of Solo Traveler. Life of Solo Traveler. Whoa, you're here. Nice meeting you here. Yeah, so I try to hold my stuff, my camera steady. We have some important people here. The Bitcoin space. We have 5 companies presenting. We just met the CEO of the Academy, which is a platform to connect developers with jobs. Let me see. Nice to meet you too. Okay. So if there is a question you would like to ask, just go to the description to inform yourself who's here, to inform yourself about Bitcoin and where this place is, this Genesis blog, It's a co-working space for people who like to start a business in blockchain or Bitcoin or altcoins. They specialize in altcoins and Bitcoins. I'm not getting anything on my end in Australia. Okay, let me do this. Let me go on my mobile data. It's like 4 gigabytes. Can you see everything? Can anyone complain, please, if you can't see my video? I will actually type it in because sometimes it's not. It's really annoying if the live chat is not working properly. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Anyone experiencing problems with the live chat, the live stream? Anyone experiencing problem with live stream? I do invest in stock market in Nepal, and actually I'm so curious about Bitcoin. Yeah, you're welcome. I like this, so I do it also partly for myself. I just got Bitcoins 2 days ago. It's crazy. The transaction fee is huge, man. Oh my god. Transaction fee is so bad. Guys, I can't see any live stream. Okay, why? Can't stay for long. Christopher? Okay, can you see it now? I can only chat but see nothing. Why? Okay, let me see. I think I might have an idea. Okay, how about now? Okay, I can see it from Australia. Okay, Christopher, can you see? Christopher Shun. I can see you. Okay, no, I can see. So, right, now I can see it. Okay, so I just changed my setting to ingest setting to normal latency, because if I do it for ultra fast latency, something bad happens on your side. I think it just doesn't work. Okay, perfect. Actually, you know what? YouTube should invent the feature that everyone can shout out and can actually speak into my microphone, so I can hear what you're speaking instead of you chatting, because it's really annoying if I am the only guy who is speaking. People around me just look at me. It's like, this guy is crazy, you know? He's speaking to the camera. But actually, there are 10 people outside in the world listening to me. Okay, guys, I want to ask you for a favor. Please share this link to all your social media channels. If you know anyone specifically, give that link to him or her on WhatsApp. That's the most effective way to invite people. WhatsApp or Gmail. Facebook, etc. People don't click on it. If you email them, they click on it. It's weird. I don't know why, but it works. So, all good now. Try Google Hangout. I can't. Hong Kong from above. Steven, I can't do it. I can't change it to Google Hang. I can't change it to Google Hangouts because the box is simply gray. I just can't tick on it. But that's a different matter. All right. So soon I have to shut up because they have to speak. Okay. Let me see. So that's the room. Hawaii, I do like university. Okay.
So we're like Amazon one day for our ICOs. ICO market. You can see half. My boss.
Send block. Okay, so what is today's lecture? Well, today is not a lecture. Today is a pitch by 5 companies to an accelerator called StartupToken. It's trademark. Holy shit. They trademarked it. StartupToken. So these guys will select one of those people who is gonna pitch today. Sandblock is a startup that is going to pitch now. It's a decentralized consortium for brands and customers. Can you guys see it properly? As in, can you see the links properly? Is the quality nice?
So you can see past, live, and future ICOs at a glance. The project, see who's behind it, how much, when's the ICO, and what you even pay by credit card.
Guys, imagine how much money I can charge if there is 100,000 people in this live stream and I say one word, sign up to Sandblock. I can charge totally a lot of money for that. I think it's a good business model.
What time of the flight?
8 people. We have 8 people. Quality is perfect, even if I am using proxy in China. Okay, that's great. Life of solo traveler. Are you Chinese or are you foreigner in China? If I say foreigner, I mean international. Oh, hi. Yeah, great. I'm going to visit Nepal soon. Do you think I can cycle around Nepal, or is it better to walk? Hubei. Yeah. Can cycle. Perfect. I want to go to the Himalayas and climb the Himalayas from Nepal and visit the Tibetans. I heard there are some enlightened people in Nepal still, like really cool people. I just don't want to get enlightened before I get rich, you know? It's a weird saying. Don't think it's gonna work that way. Pokhara, Himalaya, and Chitwan. How about enlightened and rich at the same time? I don't think you can be like that, snarky. You can't be enlightened, and because if you're enlightened, you don't want to be rich anymore. There's just no incentive for you to be rich, you know? That's why Buddha didn't charge a penny when he taught his dogma. And I believe Jesus didn't charge anything neither. Yeah, my fortune is literally this right now. I think it's fine. You know, money is like a statement.
Hello?
After you did the stuff you want to do. Okay, here we go.
It's loud.
I'm trying to be my own cameraman, like steering. Actually, this chair is pretty cool. Hey, I overheard that are you French? Where are you from? Are you Paris or somewhere else? Hey, I like Parisians.
Yeah.
You have the best croissant.
Yeah.
Do you say croissant or croissant? Croissant.
Yes.
Yeah, my intern 2 years ago told me, because I used to say croissant. And he laughed at me, man.
Yeah.
Open public. I was like so red. And he said it's
Have you been a
croissant.
long time there?
In London, I had my company in London. Now I have a new company doing YouTube videos. Yeah, you should watch my YouTube videos. Yeah. Sometimes funny. No, I don't have to pay anything, Christopher.
Message?
That's great.
Can
You
you
have
see
full
it
screen.
here?
Front row.
Yeah, front row.
Are you watching this on a TV?
Okay.
Was trying the ATM. I could not resist to try the ATM. Sorry.
One second, I just need to get this microphone on. It's quite annoying.
Yep, have a seat here if you want. As you want. So maybe we're gonna start. So who was here last time we did meet StartupToken? Who was there? Nobody? Okay. So I'm gonna do a quick intro of who I am and what we're doing. Thank you for being here. Hope we'll see more people coming because there are around 120 RSVP. So I hope people commit to the meetups. So I'm Yassine. I'm the founder of StartupToken, and we provide services to startups that want to go through the ICO process and raise funds through a token sale. So you will hear later some startups that are listed here pitching, introducing their projects, and we will have a little chat with some people that are active in the space and hear their opinion about what's going on and give more an overview about the crypto market in Asia and maybe more focused on China. So also there is my partner Eddie Trager that will introduce the crypto market, explaining what's going on with ICOs. So StartupToken is offering services, initially services to startups to help them to raise funds. And we see that, you're probably aware, a lot of companies are raising a lot of money recently through the ICO process. So we decided to go a bit further than just giving advice and helping the startup. We're thinking about framing this ICO mechanism. And so we believe, this is my vision. I wrote that because I deeply believe that the token mechanism is going to disrupt and change the model of the traditional firm. More and more people will become entrepreneurs, and more people will have easy access to funds. Not the only guys, please. Hello, guys. Hello. Here's a meetup. Come on, join us. Bitcoin is too high. Wait. The bubble will burst, and you're gonna buy it. So yeah, I definitely think that this mechanism is disrupting and will enable more and more people to raise funds in a different way, and also change this distribution of the value that is in traditional world, vertical, and you have a hierarchy and everybody takes a cut, but essentially the money is taken by, there's a bottleneck. So this new mechanism of ICOs is enabling everybody to be on the same level. So this is why I really believe that we're going into a more decentralized organization and giving more power to the individual. So having said that, we see that tokens are changing the game and are shaping a new economy, a new digital economy. So, and you will see today people that are coming with projects and are raising funds through this, just by issuing their own token and creating this new leverage, which enable people to participate in this, sort of new, it's a mindset. So I'm into the decentralized mindset. I'm into this whole spirit that I believe in. It started with the protocols. Those protocols were, not able to fundraise, so they created Bitcoin. Was born this way, enabling everybody to participate and engage a community and raise funds. And this is how it started. Now we're seeing projects bringing so more and more apps, not only protocol, And at some point, I think we will see also, hard devices, product that will be fundraised through an ICO mechanism. So really, this is a new economy. This is very exciting. This is changing the game, and we decided to help this this way of raising fund by creating an ecosystem of accelerators, decentralized. So we're opening several accelerators around the globe. The two future ones will be one in Europe, probably Paris, and the second one will be in Tokyo. And those accelerators will enable people, startups, developers, anybody that has an idea and wants to participate in this token economy to just pop in and develop this project and go from the idea to strategy, and from the strategy to the ICO. So this is what we're bringing to the space, because we really want this economy to thrive and be successful, and not be a bit crazy what's happening right now. So we're really focusing on framing and creating, helping ICOs to raise fund in a compliant way. So these are like the pillars that will provide through the accelerators. So accelerating the project, sharing education about this token economy, because you need to understand how it works. You need to understand how to buy tokens and at some point to use them, not only speculate on them. The idea is like providing education, providing training to developers, because this is a big opportunity for a lot of the new generation, and also the old one, to participate in an economy that is getting created, getting shaped every day. We're discovering every day this new world, and we want to provide training to developers. We have a strong partner that is helping us, which is RSK, and they are releasing the mainnets. For those who are not familiar, RSK is building smart contract on top of Bitcoin. So there won't be only Ethereum that enable that, but soon Bitcoin. And obviously organizing events around the globe, and including the roadshow that we're doing right now. This is our project of opening accelerators. So Europe, Tokyo will be the next one, and we have some partners that want to help us to open in China. So hopefully it will be more clear about the regulation in China and Seoul as well. So that's our roadmap for the accelerators, and this will enable us to create a community of like a decentralized accelerators. Here are some of the partners that we're working with and that enable us to provide services to the startups. So we have investment companies, we have legal companies, we have banks, because what is important during the ICO process is not only raising the fund, but at some point it's cashing in this fund, because you can have ETH or Bitcoin, but you cannot pay utility bills with that. You need to have like fiat currency. So it's important that the bank follow the project and enable the startups to cash in the money they're raising. We have, regarding the education, one of the future projects that is right here, I'm going to introduce what they're doing, Academy. We have the media supports, and the tech platforms, and I mentioned RSK before. So that's it. Here are the projects we are supporting. Some of them came here 2 months ago and introduced the project, and some will present tonight. This is what happened 2 months ago. We were in all over the world. We were in Singapore, we were in Tokyo, we were in Seoul, and we were in Hong Kong. This was here, right there. Yeah, so that was the first tour we were organizing. We did hackathon as well, so we really want to help entrepreneurs at the early stage. We love when people come up with ideas, and the process of ICOs, I think, really enable anyone to have a chance. And this is why we set up this hackathon with RSK once again, that is providing this technology to help create a new financial system. And so this is the team. We are hiring more and more people, and people are, some of them are, spread out around the globe. We have Eddie, who is our new corporate director, because Consilium, which is a VC in the space, has invested in StartupToken just recently to help us to achieve this will of creating this network of accelerators. So thank you. If there are some ICOs that want our help, please send your application here. We're reviewing all the project, and we are happy to help and make this new economy thrive and be successful. Thank you. So, see more people. That's very nice for me to come, guys. I think there were some seats. No, there's no seats. There will be more seats coming up afterwards, so if you want to sit over there, no problem. I'm just gonna let my buddy Eddie Chavez to come and tell you a bit more about what's going on in the ICO space. So he's gonna do his presentation. So, Eddie Chavez, stage is yours.
Thank you, Yassine. Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I know it's getting close to Christmas break, so it's nice to see the community still active here in Hong Kong. Actually, I started the predecessor of Consilium out of Hong Kong. It was called Simcoin at the time, 2013. So coming back to the roots here. And I just want to do a quick overview of what's going on in the world of ICOs. And, sorry. That's starting well.
Guys, we just found a visa.
Okay.
So anyone who has this visa and lost it, please come to me.
Okay, sorry about that. So, just going to go through what's going on in the world of ICO, a quick snapshot of my profile and what Sitcoin has been doing and what Consilium has been doing now since 2014. So invested, initially in 2013, invested in Bitcoin startups. As you know, blockchain was not the buzzword in 2013. And after 9 years working in China in private equity, I created a company that was meant to be investing in infrastructure projects of Bitcoin and Bitcoin startups and digital currencies. And we organized also the first event in Asia called Bitcoin Singapore in 2013 in November, when price was going up a little bit like now. As you may have heard, this is actually an old cover of The Economist back in October 31st, 2015, showing that Bitcoin and blockchain has been labeled as a trust machine. And earlier this year, Harvard Business Review mentioned blockchain as a foundational technology. So meaning this is not all about speculating on cryptocurrencies, this is about changing in a very deep way and with hopefully a long-term impact how businesses operate and how some industries are working. So this is just quickly showing you the investment since 2013. So we started here, before the graph starts really, because the activity of investing in 2013 was not great. And As you can see, a lot of companies have invested at around that time, and my feeling is this is more about acquiring talent than anything else. A lot of these companies, they were looking to invest in this area because they wanted to make sure they get the right talent and the right engineers in this space. But this is what we call traditional investment, it's not ICO. So I will see that ICOs have actually replaced in a way this this whole investment activity from the traditional investment. So this is the type of companies you could invest in about 3-4 years ago. So transactional type companies, financial services, payments, remittances. These were the exchanges that were built here. You have some in Hong Kong, like ANX, Gatecoin, and you have some in China, of course, as well. And these are the last generation or the latest generation of projects, so security, data, smart contracts, Internet of Things, which are which are the new wave of entrepreneurship in this space. And so at Coincident, we started investing in these platforms, and platforms of which you can build a lot of applications over the last few years, including RSK, as Yassin was mentioning. Okay, this is the other way. So this is a graph showing a little bit the areas, the main sectors and industries that are being disrupted by blockchain. And I've added here some companies that we have either invested in or we're working with. So RSK, smart contract validated by Bitcoin, Factom, which were very active in the world of mortgage industry. Medical Chain, which is building a way to record data on the blockchain related to healthcare. HDAC is a Korean company doing IoT, a blockchain for IoT devices and micropayments, machine-to-machine payments. So interesting to see the different sectors, as you can see, and some of them you may know that already blockchain is quite, a lot of experiments, it's quite active, and some of them are coming now. For example, intellectual property is an interesting one, but there are not as many ventures and startups in that space, but it's growing, it's growing. So this is already old, although it's December 3rd, but today the market cap of cryptocurrencies is higher than $500 billion. So as we can see, a huge spike this year, huge spike in prices, which of course reflects a huge spike in interest about cryptocurrencies in general. So this is what happened earlier, well, now a bit more than a year ago, but really it has been the trend of 2017, the world of ICOs and token sales. These are just a few examples of companies that have raised a lot of money in a relatively short space of time. And these numbers are now dwarfed by the latest raises or the latest token sales in this world of ICOs. So more than $3 billion of tokens have been sold to date since last year, which is a lot of money, but also the fact that a lot of this has been raised in crypto, obviously, so Ether or Bitcoin, so it's higher now. Overall, for these companies, they have more money, capital to deploy. This is interesting. You don't see the title very well, but basically, it's a shift in the Bitcoin versus altcoin market cap dominance. The fact that Bitcoin has historically been the main cryptocurrency out there, representing about 90 to 80% of all the market cap of cryptocurrencies. And as you can see, this has changed around June 2017. So many new tokens coming, the price of Ether has been rising. And basically, the importance of Bitcoin in the whole cryptocurrency market cap has gone down a bit. At the same time, this is an interesting point because it's also the point where VC investment has been overtaken by token sales and a new way of funding and ICOs. So why do these entrepreneurs do token sales? First of all, because despite the increase in interest, not everyone in the investment world still grasps what is blockchain and what is the potential. So some entrepreneurs were tired of try to convince investors about the whole industry first and then their business. So it was a lot of work, and they prefer then to go to a community which understands them because they are familiar with cryptocurrencies, that they are familiar with the theme of the whole sector. And they have, of course, limited options. Banks are usually not helping in this space. And of course, there are new tools like, for example, smart contracts and Ethereum, which basically make it much easier to raise this way. These are just a few examples of ICOs. What is quite interesting is the diversity of the sector. So, we usually associate blockchain maybe to finance or financial services or maybe supply chain. But actually, as you can see, only in a cross-section of a few ICOs, you see it goes all the way from healthcare, insurance, computing, storage, gaming. Gaming is a big successful sector in the world of ICOs and token sales. Of course, payments, but also identity, Internet of Things, which are becoming trendier, and more projects in this area as well, and key sectors for this space. So here listing the main features of token sales. What is very important for both entrepreneurs and investors or token buyers is to understand that first of all, you're not buying a share of the company. It's a non-dilutive way to raise funds. And usually tokens just enable you to access a platform. If you read the white paper and the conditions, you will see that you don't have any rights. You cannot have any rights on the assets of the companies. And basically, it can be a reward, right, or an ownership, but usually it's more of access to a platform that is being built that may not be built by the time the ICO is done. Legal costs can be lower, and of course there is nearly immediate liquidity as long as the token is listed on an exchange. What is also the companies are trying to achieve is the network effect, the fact that the token buyers are supposed to be supporters of the project and are supposed to basically want to develop and contribute to the whole company and the whole project, as opposed to passive shareholders. So these are some numbers here. Top ICOs by category. It's defined by a few categories, such as Internet of Things, again, media, but also to show the sizes. And to put that into perspective, although Tesos, for example, raised more than 200 million, they have more than $1 billion of capital to deploy now. Although, as you may have heard, they are entangled in some legal problems. But anyway, there are some major ICOs here which have managed to raise a lot of money, and these are just a few examples of those. So what are the challenges for blockchain entrepreneurs in the ICO era? Of course, security risk, but that's very common for anyone doing business in this space. Uncertain regulatory environment. I mean, we know that there are not many jurisdictions where the regulators are very clear on their stance vis-a-vis crypto companies. And of course, there is the fact that a lot of entrepreneurs, founding teams are spending more time on the ICO than on the core product that they're developing, so that's quite a challenge as well for them. And any ICO means that the company becomes kind of public. They have to answer a lot of questions every day, 24/7, really. This is just quickly a parallel with the .com figures. The fact that in the 90s, a lot of IPOs happened in the 90s. We may see a wave of IPOs in this space as well. The numbers were much higher then. I mean, we're talking about trillions of dollars in terms of the .com time. But at the same time, of course, a lot of companies failed. But overall, the value creation of the survivors of the .com era has been quite extraordinary. So we see here a few examples, the main ones that we all know, like Amazon, Netflix, for example, with market cap which has grown to hundreds of billions of dollars. So the new challenges for the investors is, of course, to start to understand where is the value of these companies, because now it's not only equity, it's also tokens. So how do you measure both? The due diligence is a bit longer. Sometimes you can get great teams, but they may choose the wrong token model, which is a challenge for everyone, and including for the investors. We are investing in about 17 blockchain companies around the world, so we are familiar with equity investment. We're not familiar necessarily with token investments. So in general, it's a challenge for most investors in this space. This unclear relationship between token buyers and token issuers, this is still to be kind of work in progress for everyone. And the token price, of course, can be affected by external events. Right now, token prices are, let's say, overall in a positive trend, but ICO bans or security issues or maybe an exchange failing, etc., can have a negative effect on the token price, and you cannot control that part. So this is the last slide, my predictions for 2018. I think ICOs will continue to grow and being a very popular method of funding, of getting funded. New relationship being built between token buyers and token issuers. Improvements in technology and security. Hopefully we'll see more secure ways to buy tokens, and one of them is presenting later. New tools for compliance and governance. Gibraltar is going to launch on January 2018 a regulatory framework for blockchain companies, which will hopefully evolve into a regulatory framework linked to ICOs and token sales. And then I expect about $10 billion of new tokens to be sold in 2018. And the conclusion is that it's quite historical in the sense that these tokens are emerging in the de facto new asset class. Not many people could have seen that coming. Even Wall Street is quite interested today in cryptocurrencies, but the impact on the long term of tokens, I think is going to be major in terms of the way companies are raising. And so companies like StartupToken and ourselves, Concilium, we want to continue building the foundations of this token-based economy. And that's it. Thank you very much. And you can send me an email if you want a copy of the presentation. And if you look for me on the social media, Startup A.
I'm going to be taking some questions for you.
Yeah, any questions? Yeah, does one do it?
You said it was $500 billion market cap today. How do you see it in 2018 in terms of what the market cap is going to be?
It looks on the short term that it's expanding. I mean, interestingly, I was interviewed in London, I think October, and September, October, and I was saying, oh, we should see $10,000 Bitcoin in 2018. I didn't expect that quickly, really. I think Bitcoin was around $4,000 at the time. So everything came quicker, but I think the interest right now, the level of interest seems, the traction seems strong enough to see a positive movement in 2018 still on the back of this. I mean, of course, as if you're all here, crypto buyers, be careful. I mean, in 2013, I went through the first major spike in Bitcoin price, from about $100 in September to 1,002 in December 2013. And we all saw that after that, there were 2 years of kind of drought and Bitcoin price going around $300-400. So, if you're trading, we're not traders, Concilium is not a crypto trading company, but if you're trading, be careful and, make sure to be reactive to the markets.
You mentioned about picking the right ICO model.
Yes.
So could you just mention one or two major things that should be checked in that?
As an entrepreneur, that's what you mean? Well, actually, ICO model is called more regularly, let's say, the token model. It's quite complex, to be honest. I mean, you have some basic principles. For example, basically looking at the target market you want to address and getting back to, kind of extrapolating that and making sure that you can use it for your overall model of how many users should use your token and what's the scarcity and the utility of the token. But I would say it's not so easy to define in a few ways, like 2-3 points. It's quite complex in the sense that you have many factors to look at. But what is important, of course, is that you focus And because security tokens are not regulated yet, there is no regulatory framework for that, and the SEC has shown recently that utility tokens, companies that pretend they're doing utility tokens but actually are issuing kind of security, they are in trouble really. So really focus on that for now. Make sure that if you're building a model as an entrepreneur, it is definitely a utility token. I think that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Okay, so you stand up. You told me to put the video on, and now you stand up. Okay. Fabrice is going to introduce Sandblock, satisfaction token. Okay.
Thank you.
So the video will run.
I'll do it.
And you have 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everyone, I'm Fabrice Sardian. We'll present you Sandblock, and we'll start with a really quick video.
Found something they liked and they bought it. And sometimes they even got gifts for being good customers. But now, everything is so complicated. There's so much to choose from, so little time to waste, and so much data to give for free. The result? Customer engagement decreases faster every year. Businesses spend more to attract new customers, but it doesn't help. Businesses, customers, everybody is losing. But here comes Sandblock. Sandblock uses the power of the blockchain to create a new ecosystem. With Sandblock, brands can create their own tokens, which go way beyond classic loyalty points. And those tokens, they are crypto assets. They are tradable and have a direct real value. Brands can give them directly to reward customers for their loyalty, their feedback, and be ambassadors. And they are ambassadors because they can exchange their branded tokens with other customers all over the world. Then they are free to discover new brands, and brands gain new customers. With Sandblock, customers don't have to give any personal information, and brands can still collect a larger amount of anonymized data. Sandblock creates a more inclusive and fairer ecosystem with opportunities for everybody. Now is the time for Sandblock.
So, as you see in this video, loyalty programs are ailing. And this is because, we don't say that in the video, but they are really boring. Because each brand gathers information about you on this own, and this leads to situations where you have dozens of loyalty cards in your wallet or just lost somewhere home because they have little if no value. And also, the big issue is because brands are managing your data exclusively, your trust is altered, and your privacy is threatened. And those points, they have little if no value because most of the time they are just lost. According to McKinsey study, more than 60% of loyalty points are lost forever. So you will say this is brand problem, but it's also your problem because those marketing programs cost a lot for brands, but also for you as customer. Because customers are the ones who support the marketing cost of all those marketing programs. So you lose your time and you're any free at all. So why isn't there any application that already bring all those marketing programs into one unique app? This sounds fairly simple, but it's complicated because it's hard to connect small and big players because coalitions are really costly, really expensive in terms of legal costs. And also how to give a real value for marketing programs if they are tradable one to each other. And finally, how to ensure privacy while letting brands access to valuable data that enable them to improve their services, to understand their customer and also be competitive. So marketing has had this issue for the past years, and the blockchain can offer a solution. Fabrice will present you how.
Thank you. So we created Sandblock to ensure a blockchain-based customer identity. We are developing a decentralized protocol to create an autonomous consortium to connect brands and customers together. So instead of having multiple loyalty coalitions or multiple loyalty programs, you have one unique consortium where everyone shares the same value. And where loyalty points and rewards become crypto assets. So the protocol is based on smart contracts on digital blockchain and use a tradable token, satisfaction token, SAT, to create this consortium, and any brand join the consortium by purchasing satisfaction token and creating their own branded token on top of it. So this protocol helps us solve the issue that marketing programs have right now, but how can we make people access this protocol, this kind of assets, easily and without to have knowledge about blockchain and cryptocurrency? So to answer this question, we created a mobile application dedicated to customers, and we're really focusing on the user experience because we're targeting people who are not crypto-friendly yet. This is why the application embeds everything to get started, from crypto payments to a wallet to manage the different branded tokens and other cryptocurrencies, for instance, as well as a marketplace where users can barter their various tokens. They can also directly rate and answer surveys using the app to give feedback to the merchants and get rewarded for that autonomously. So let's take a simple use case. Imagine going to a grocery store for months and collecting all those grocery store tokens that you do not use usually. Now you can trade them for tokens anywhere with anyone in the world, and you can pay for your vacation in France, for example, or you can just make online purchases with them. When you trade these tokens, you find a counterparty, and it creates new referral mechanisms for merchants. So it creates value for the customer because it gets points that are really valuable, for the merchant as well, because it gets new customers instead of having customers who lose their points. Okay, so now while the merchant, the retailers, the brands will join the consortium and have their loyalty points shared, tradable, and the data also shared with all the merchants. This is why it brings a lot of value for everyone, so for the customer as well, but also for the merchants, because all branded tokens are pegged to certificate tokens. So when a new actor enters the ecosystem, it creates value for everyone. And even if a business closes, the value stays intact for customers because these points are changeable for other currencies. And as I mentioned in the example, it's a new referral mechanism that is really a strong referral mechanism because you get money to spend at a merchant that you discover by exchanging tokens. And for the merchant, they can also gradually create a supply, a token supply, and still access a real market cap, and do not have to be listed on exchanges and handle all the crypto stuff that is quite tough to do. And the data, that is the most important part about crypto, about loyalty programs, because when they create loyalty programs, they want to get the data about customers, and with this protocol, merchants have access to tons of anonymized data about their programs and the programs of the other members of the consortium, and they can understand the customers and design the product for them. So in order to let the merchants access this new mechanism, we're creating a dashboard to let them manage and create the token, apply the various rewards and rules they want to apply for their customers, and then they have access to all the data that are stored on the blockchain directly from the dashboard. Now I will let Sarjan present you what we are up to with the business development team and the businesses who are working to implement this protocol.
Thank you. So we have really a huge market to address, which represents more than $45 billion a year. And it's because all oriented customer industry are impacted and can benefit from that. We are already working with restaurant chain, with online retailers, as well with fashion shops that are really interested to offer the services to their customers. And the really interesting part is that it's fascinating that brands, businesses already understand the potential of the blockchain to improve their services and their relationship with their customers. So, to make it happen, this is the team of Sandblock. We are a team of 8, including 5 software engineers, 2 business developers based in Paris and London, as well as a UX designer. We are 3 co-founders. Jeremy is a blockchain developer and is the one who codes the most of the smart contract. Fabrice here, he is an entrepreneur, a developer, a software engineer, sorry, as well. And he already has created a couple of applications involving millions of customers, so he understands how to make a simple-to-use product. As for myself, I worked in digital marketing for the past years, and I understand really well the relationship between brands, and also all the regulations about data and personal data, and how they want to be competitive while engaging their customers. So we are disrupting a whole ecosystem here, and we imagine a lot of developments. Like, for instance, we can imagine new ecosystem where brands within the same company can share common rights and privileges. For instance, in retailers, because when you are distributed within a retailer, you can do your own loyalty program. It's really difficult. So we can imagine a lot of systems to involve actors within the same consortium. And we are, this is also something to engage customers. We are working already with international charities to let brands donate, directly make donations, so this is good for their annual reports, while letting the choice to their customers to choose the causes they care about. Yes, this is my last slide, so I'm just in time. Yeah, so Sunblock has really this ambition to rebalance the relationship between brands and customers. We want really to empower the customer while letting brands have access to solutions that help them to deal with their ailing current marketing programs. So we are creating a new ecosystem with an ecosystem which is more open, more inclusive, and with opportunities for everyone. So just to join us, this is our challenge. We are currently in the pre-sale phase, and we will launch the token sale early next year. So if you have any question, we are here. Thank you very much.
Okay, questions?
In a typical loyalty program, part of the idea is selecting a punch card or, say, buying a bubble tea. But in order for me to actually redeem it, I need 12 punches. And that's the whole idea of building loyalty, is that even though it has, a 12th of the value, until I get to 25,000 miles, whatever, it doesn't have a utility value. Does your platform have a way to have the business have that construct of sort of minimum payments? Because they actually want to drive loyalty. They don't want it to be like a cashback rebate.
So exactly. So this is why we are also creating a dashboard for merchants and brands with a subscription model where they can have access to parameters and decide the amount they want to give for each purchase and the models they want to adapt to their business.
Just to add something. Basically, the first thing is a cashback program, token back program that we're implementing. But the thing like the stem cards, stem cards, like mentioned, we're working on it, and it will come a bit later. We're really focusing on one simple use case that is really, cashback, definitely.
Hi, first, very interesting idea. So I'm wondering, in a scenario where there are two competitors, brand, like for instance Nike and Adidas, would they find it defensive that their loyalty program values lose to another customer, lose to another brand, which the customer could use the token on another brand, and they may lose this potential customer?
Okay, thank you for the question. So why would let the program go from Adidas to Nike, for example? That's a question. So basically, because right now this is loyalty programs are used to share data mostly, to gather data about different merchants, and the point. So the first one is the point. The money they give, they're usable uniquely in the shop. The branded tokens. When you exchange them with like for Adidas or otherwise, you create a referral. So someone will extend to spam. So that's fine. And for the data, they share the data with each other without to have lawyers and to draft contracts. So that's a good thing for them.
More questions?
And also just to add the point, we know that, and we work in this specific area, that companies are already a lot of CRM bases, databases that they are really useful. So those are good things for them. But there are also tons of customers that don't want to share those data. So it allows them to access within different parts of the programs, so they can link both of them. For instance, you can decide if your loyalty point, you want it to be a normal point, or just put it in the air and become an ERC20 token.
Yes?
What's stopping a small vendor from abusing the system? Let's say if I'm a small vendor, I take 1 billion tokens and start trading it for Starbucks points or something. Like, what's stopping someone from abusing the system?
Okay, so tokens are all Brilliant tokens are pegged to the satisfaction token. And within the consortium, you can exchange tokens, different Brilliant tokens, with a 1-to-1 ratio. There is no volatility inside the consortium. That's the whole point of doing the consortium. So you cannot really game that, I think. You just lose money. And I think, like in future version.
Other questions? No? Okay. Last applause for those guys. Thank you very much. The next project. Okay. So, do some education here. Okay?
We put it on that screen.
The big screen. Okay, let me. Okay, hack it right now.
This is my competition. For a hotel dinner special.
Okay, move on. We have 10 minutes.
Okay, so first I would like to volunteer you to do the slides for me.
Okay, go ahead.
Does that work?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, first a bit of introduction. I tend to ramble a lot when I speak because I get a lot of thoughts about things that may or may not be related to what the topic is, but try to keep it more or less on topic and on point. Academy is a project I co-founded with a couple of friends. I've been sort of educating for a while now. I created the first Bitcoin conference in 2012. Have had many different tokens launch at my event, like Ethereum, like Monero and Dash, and all these companies have come and launched Ethereum in 2014 in Miami. Some people here have been at that event. And one of the interesting things that Vitalik said was, what's going to be the future of Ethereum? He says, the most exciting thing about Ethereum is we have no idea what's going to be created in the future. And I think that what can be created in the future is an interesting starting point for Academy, because we sort of don't know what's going to happen in the future, and we don't either have the talent to create the future yet. Hopefully there's 9 million Java developers, and there's like 20,000 blockchain developers, which is a huge problem in the industry. And now I'll go to some slides. This year, a lot of money has been raised by ICOs. Many of you have watched maybe go 2x, 3x some of the ICO investments. It's absolutely crazy the amount of money that's flowing into ICOs this year, 3.2 billion. And the job market, right now, if you're out of a job, you're looking for a job in the space, whatever you do, whatever your job is, put blockchain at the end of it, and you'll get a job in a day. Like, it's just that easy. If you want to switch jobs, if you're not happy with your job, put blockchain, you'll get a job within a week. So we did a survey of 200 Fortune 500 companies, and it was sort of, do you have plans to implement some sort of blockchain technology in your company? Are you interested in blockchain technology? And of the 200, 12 could find the engineers to do it. There just aren't enough engineers. Next slide. This is what I was saying about like you put blockchain in your title. If you are a blockchain developer, there's 14 open jobs for you. So wherever you want to work, whatever you want to get paid, there's 14 open jobs for any developer. That's a huge asymmetry in supply and demand in blockchain development. And the most important point of all of this is what happens, what does this mean for the industry? If there aren't enough developers, it means blockchain development gets stalled. So, like Bitcoin Core has, I don't know, 20 people on the core team. So some of the biggest ICOs, they raised $50 million, and they said we're going to put 50% of all our funds raised to hire developers. It's not possible. They don't exist. You can't put 50% of your funds into developers because there aren't 50% work. They don't exist in the industry. So there's really threats of sector implosion. Some of these projects get stalled indefinitely. It's not a legal problem like the Tezos. It could be a problem with just not having developers. What's the solution? I guess you could imagine.
Okay, you want me to go back?
No, that's good. No, what's the solution? But it was going to be a white background. But it's okay, you know? You can still read it. The solution. The next slide is the solution. This is the mic drop. Academy. It's the world's first accredited school for blockchain. 10 years ago, one of my co-founders, John, started a university. My co-founder, Jason, and I both joined it. I think we have some stats about it. We do immersive training. So over the last 10 years, we've been immersive development. We have the founders of core cryptocurrencies as the curriculum advisors. So we have the founders of RSK, we have whatever. Keep going. We have the founders of like Ethereum, we have the founders of RSK, we have the founders of Tether and Omni, and a bunch of different people on our staff, kind of as advisors, dictating the curriculum, because things are moving so fast that even if there was a university teaching development, they can't catch up with how fast development is happening, right? So we need people that actually invented it to keep teaching it. Next. Over the last 10 years, we've done over 275,000 students have been certified by our programs in different disruptive and emerging technologies. We have trained through our award-winning program, because we won a ton of awards for what we do and sort of the learning management software. So I don't know if the slides are good, because yesterday I had like 50 slides and now I have 20 because it got way too long. But basically, the immediate need is to make more developers. And so we have a really amazing learning management software where we assess people when they join our site, when they log in. We say, are you a qualified developer that can convert it? If you're not qualified enough, we give you just free education tools, learn more about blockchain, learn how the blockchain works, learn about Bitcoin, what it is. But for trained developers, we actually convert them to be blockchain developers. Regional partnerships around the world. There's a lot of people that we've trained, and with the new blockchain thing, these are some awards we won. Here's sort of the world-class curriculum that we have. We have a coding academy, which is a year. We have a 6-week immersion plan. We have a fast-track program. And we're on track for maybe 2,000 new developers next year. Some of our team, yeah, you probably know Yassine, this guy. He invented Facebook video.
I'm the guy who presses the button.
He's our staff member for the Predictionist. Dan Larimer made EOS and BitShares, and Steve Back wrote the yellow paper for Ethereum. Gabby made the RSK. No, you know, people see it. So, with other slides, we do essentially 3 things at Academy. The first thing is we train developers. The second thing is we give them jobs. The third thing, the most talented developers, we make an incubator for them and accelerate some of their ideas as a fund. Next slide. HR, we place them. I don't like slides so much because I know what I'm talking about. We train developers and we give them jobs, and that's essentially we solve the massive industry need that's so scary to everybody. We're doing a token sale as well. We're doing a token sale for a couple of reasons. We do have a running business of the university, but also to generate enough community interest to attract all the developers and attract the new developers, get insight from everybody. And we offer some interesting incentives for token buyers to be a participant in Academy Token. We're raising $50 million. There's 30-day product sale happening now. That's it. I mean, it's not too technical. We're fixing the massive bottleneck in the industry. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's straightforward. Okay, thank you all. Some questions, some candidates, some token buyers.
Is your token released already, ICO or?
No, we're doing it now. We're doing a private sale now, and then the main sale in January.
So, how do we make money out of it?
How do you make money out of it?
I mean, I've got fans, like 10 fans watching right now. and they just want to ask you one
They
question.
just want to make money off of it.
I mean, like they want to learn how to code, but most likely they're
It's a
going.
funny thing right now because you don't have right now, especially with the prices, nobody actually cares about the technology right now. It's just how do I make money and how do I make my friends money, which is very different than let's start a revolution and let's change the world. Like the massive glaring problem is Eddie says over $500 billion market cap. It's 650, maybe 620 by the time we finish this talk, but or 800. It could be so much more with the right developers. It could be crazy. Like the thing we can't even see will be created. So you make money just being participant in the industry, getting more developers, creating more new ideas and innovative things. Like the ERC20 token came out a year and a half ago, right? That was a pretty innovative thing. Then you have masternodes that came out like 3 years ago. The amount of new innovative ideas that are happening now are happening because of the developers.
Let me just ask one question to the fans here. So
we're doing like a public Q&A.
yeah, we've got a live stream. Okay,
Also,
so
for
guys,
everybody that's here,
you have the unique chance to ask the CEO of the founder, right, of academytoken.com questions on how to learn to code in blockchain. Ask quickly. Now. Because otherwise you will be funny.
In the meantime,
you know?
Thank you for like Genesis Block and the team for creating this event, right?
Yeah.
Big round of applause.
Yeah.
When the question come up,
you share my email. Mo at Academy Token, share it, people can send me a message.
Yeah, actually, I've got last question. How do you sign up on your platform to learn to code?
Go on the website.
And then just sign up there.
Sign up.
Okay.
You click on sign up. We try to make it as easy as possible.
It's as easy as that, but basically we have about 6,000 developers that want to be trained.
Right.
And so right now, because we're doing token sale, we're sort of holding off, creating a whitelist of developers that are trained enough to become blockchain.
How much does it cost, like the entire course?
The entire course for the 6-week immersive course is about $12,000.
$12,000, like on campus, like a camp, like a boot camp.
In-person, online, one-on-one.
Wow, it's
Especially
quite
with the
a
founders.
it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah, but you get paid $200,000 a year if you're a developer.
Most
So,
of
I
the
mean,
developers are,
So for less than 1 Bitcoin, you could be earning $200K a year.
Fair enough.
It's not bad, right? That's a good exchange.
So tomorrow I'll just go to my bank and borrow $12,000 instead.
Yeah, put me down as a guarantor.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I'll be around after this. We're all gonna hang out. I'll token. Let's hang out, talk about Bitcoin and blockchain.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now we're gonna. Okay, my phone is really right here, so you were right on time. Excellent. Now, what we are going to talk about is a surprise. We do coin firm first? Coin firm? Yeah? Are you awake?
Yeah.
Okay, on stage then. Come on. So, Masik is going to introduce something more serious. You know, with all this money that is raised in the crypto space, there is something that is very important is if this money is clean. And we have a detective right here that investigates on all the wallets and screen all the money that is poured into those ICOs, and he's going to explain us how he does this. Okay, try this one.
Okay. Thank you, Yassine. Okay, so
Keep it like
Okay.
right here, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, right here. Touch. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. So like Yassine introduced me, I'm Maciej, and I am personally not a detective, so no worries, but we have a blockchain analytics method, and we have a great data analysis team. My question to you is, how many of you know what is AML, or so-called anti-money laundering? Okay, I see pretty large group. And who of you know the difference between anti-money laundering and KYC, know your customer? Do you know the differences? Okay, so the group is smaller now. So I will try to, in this short, about 7-minute presentation, I will do my best so you will understand better. So anti-money laundering is the process of what is the origin of money. So let's say you have $1 million in Bitcoins, and you want to buy something nice. You want to buy a house, you want to buy a car. the seller needs to know what is the origin of the money. Is it from, for example, terrorism financing? Is it stolen money? Or is it your real money that you made in your hard work, or maybe you made it trading some cryptocurrencies? So the source of money, it's the processes, the ways of obtaining the money. This is the anti-money laundering. And know your customer is the who. So for example, Mo here, he has a beautiful academy, so he is the person, right? So if we want to identify, for example, Mo is buying a house, we need to identify who is he, what is he doing, how he is making all those shiny bitcoins. And in Coinfirm, we believe in personal freedom, so we are not against privacy. We are not against coins like Zcash, Zcash, or Monero. We are not saying that they are bad, no. We just want to show on the market that Bitcoin and Ethereum are totally transparent. I think that most of you know this, that if you do Bitcoin transfers, the transactions are not anonymous. Of course, you could be or you can be anonymous if you use a Tor network and you use one-time only computer and one-time only SIM card, and you buy the bitcoins from an ATM, which we have, for example, in this building, and not from the exchange. But if you use it as a regular user, you are not anonymous. So we believe that there needs to be some entity, and I think Coinfirm is one, who is gonna protect you from some things which are just happening. So people are losing money in crypto because of viruses, because of hackers, and also some people are unfortunately financing so-called bad guys. So, for example, terrorism. So, if you would be about to receive a large payment, and you would be sure that the origin is the stolen money or it's from terrorism, for sure you would not accept. And I can state to you that probably Coinfirm is the only company which actually cares about you and actually cares about your choices and your money. Because, for example, if you are entrepreneurs, and I believe that a lot of you are, we can help you very easily. And also it's important to say that we have some services that we don't charge you even $1 just for checking few Bitcoin addresses per month. We don't charge you anything. So if you are a small entrepreneur and you are only allowing few Bitcoin payments per month, you can use our service free of charge. Of course, if it's gonna be more, then there are some costs. The places where we are partners of RSK, which was mentioned here from Argentina. We have some strong ties in the US. We are doing some investigations for the foundations from the US. We have also a lot of partners in Europe. We've been working with ABN AMRO from the Netherlands, and also with PKO, which is one of the largest banks in Europe. And what is else that I would like to say that we are a little bit different from our competitors, because of course competition exists. For example, Elliptic in the States, they mostly work for governments, and we mostly work for the business, because we believe in you, we believe in business. So what I think is that a lot of governments, they only see Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a way to get more taxes, to get more money. So we would prefer as a company not to serve them, but we would prefer to serve the businesses. And that's why we have created also our own token. The AML platform is very simple. As I said, you only need the Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Dash address. You provide it to us either through the website or through the API, and we can give you in few seconds information from 0 up to 99, where 0 is no risk and 99 would be huge risk. It's very important that we do not block any funds. We never block any funds. So if you are using Bitcoin or Ethereum, do not worry, we will never block any of your payments. Because simply at first there's not a possibility to do so, but on the other hand, we are not even trying to do so. So we are not blocking. We are only giving you a recommendation. If you should use some payments or not. If you should accept some payments or not. So there are a lot of sources from which we take our data. One of the sources is of course blockchain, the ClearNet, but the other sources are data links and the deep web. So for example, the Tor network and the I2P network. We have more than 120 scenarios. So one of the way we analyze is, for example, we know that Alice is a trader and that Alice is making a lot of bitcoins in a legal way, and she's using Poloniex. And when we see Bob using the same services and the same behaviors as Alice does, then we can give him a similar score as she receives. The new frontiers is the NEO. We believe that the blockchain network is growing. We are not stopping only on the old currencies. Of course, the Bitcoin is the king. Everybody wants to have Bitcoin, but also there are other currencies which we are using and helping them to grow. So the newest ones for us are NEO and Dash. If you are about to accept those payments, you can talk to us and we can help you do it safely. The AML token, the anti-money laundering token, is our product which allows us to grow organically. So we don't have to be like a puppy of a government. We don't have to take the orders because we can grow organically. We have right now about 40 people. 5 of them are in London and the majority is in Warsaw, Poland, where I'm from. So just one more sentence about the token. If you have 50,000 tokens, which is about $5,000 US, you are a network member, and being a network member, you can actually make money because for providing the information about the Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dash transactions, we will gonna pay you. So for example, you are a computer store, you are the owner of a computer store, you are receiving some payments, you can put those payments in an anonymized way, so we only need the behavior of the users and the origins of money. We don't need you to disclose who your clients are, and if you give us this information, we can pay you for this, of course, but you need to be the network member. And also, it's important that we already have a success. We already have about $7 million in our ICO, and it's gonna end on the 30th of January 2018. So I encourage you to check the website of CoinFirm and of AMLT. Our CEO, Paweł Kuskowski, he's 14 years experience anti-money laundering, head of Royal Bank of Scotland and UBS. Paweł Alexander, he's very talented anti-fraud expert. And then it's me, and then Grant Blazer, our CEO, who will speak tomorrow in Tokyo, and Jakub, who is very, very talented engineer, and he was one of the first miners, I believe, who I know. And then we have our advisors, Ruth from Citibank, Paweł, and Julian, who was the vice president of Oracle. And it's important to say that although the anti-money laundering business is very serious and KYC regulations are very serious, some governments are really making this game harder. Although please remember that we are here for you. If you want to check if you are doing everything compliant with the law, if you want to be sure that no government can hurt you in any way, we can help you. We can help you even protect from the regulation, because we are one step ahead. So we think of what the regulations will be, and we provide you the information right here, right now. And this is our Tesla, the dog, who is with us in Warsaw and London. If you happen to be in London or Warsaw, please send us an email, and it will be a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for having me here. It was great. It's great to be with you here.
Thank you. So, anti-money laundering token.
Questions? Oh, sorry. Yep.
I'd like to ask, what if some hacker sends some funds to, say, an exchange, say like Bitfinex or Poloniex, then mixes the funds with other people's funds? How do you do AML on that?
Okay, so this is very popular situation because every exchange is subject of some money laundering, but our algorithms are working in such a way that we analyze the payments as a, like, I would say it's like as a box. Let's say you have a box and you have 100 pieces in this box. If you put one payment, which would be one piece, you cannot say that all the other pieces or puzzle pieces are destroyed or are broken. So I would say that if you have a lot of payments and you just receive one payment which is a fraud or which is stolen money, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are gonna receive more of those. So we are very much paying attention to this situation, and we are working very closely with the exchanges, trying to inform them early, before even they do anything with those funds, because there are many cases where they send back those funds or freeze them. But as I said, if you have 1% of stolen funds, it's not always your fault, and we understand this, and it's, as I said before, we are not blocking any funds. So if you are gonna receive, for example, 10 bitcoins from Poloniex, and one of them was stolen, we will never block your money. We will just tell you, okay, please be careful, and some of this money may be subject to money laundering. Please contact the person who you received this from to work on this issue.
Do you have plans to work with the crypto exchanges to make it compliant?
Yes, we work with few, and we are planning, we are open, we would like to work with every exchange to make this crypto world a little bit safer and a little bit better.
I feel like I'm back at university, man. Holy shit. Let me breathe.
Thank you, Messi.
Okay. I think this time I'm going to make it more engaging. So there are two people here. I hope I can catch more. I just got a retweet, not only one. I've got like 10 retweets. It's crazy. By the people of Sandblog. Okay, see you. So I just literally found a way to tell people to retweet. Hey. Thank you for the live stream. Did you get some questions? Yeah, we got some questions, but we didn't want to ask. So basically, people join in and they go sometimes, but on average, they watch half an hour. Australia, UK, US, etc. Right now, it's only one, but it used to be 10. So yeah, sometimes they switch off and then they come back again. And especially when there is a boring, presentation, then people just switch off. So I need to like talk, and then when people come back, oh, join us live again. They just switch off when we were pre-teaching. No, I didn't.
That's good. That's good.
No, we didn't. So yeah, check out this machine. It's amazing. The mining machine. It's crazy. Like I saw it running last time, just a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's a mining machine. Yeah, it's not mining right now, but it's a mining machine. Is it? Wow. Like you check this out. This is running right now. This is money.
Let's see. Yeah, I started buying coin when I was 8 with Bitcoin, and being abroad, I talked to my mom. I'm a mom's boy, so I talk to my mom a lot, and she is very interested in cryptocurrency, especially in ICOs. So during the Omise Go ITO, actually she went to participate, and I told her to stay away because there's just too many scams involved in ICOs. So that was kind of how I got into.
I need to catch you guys, man. Okay.
Alright. Here we go.
That's the funny fact. I got retweets, but nobody clicks on the link. Okay, I've got another retweet. It's like 5, 6, 7 retweets. 7 retweets. It's 8 retweets.
And
That's
are
crazy.
planning on releasing the product in a reasonable amount
That's
of time.
impossible.
And then you go through the text.
Like the entire team of Sandblock just retweeted my link to this live chat.
And available. And then if you look at the team, are they first-time entrepreneurs? Have they done this before? Have they worked together before? Do they have the relevant blockchain experience? So on and so forth. And then with the token, how many are they creating? How many are they allocating for the ICO? What's the use case of the token? And that sort of thing. The other problems with participating in an ICO is it's just really hard. Even for people, I have friends who were involved in Bitcoin for as long as I have, and they've yet to participate in an ICO just because there's just so many hurdles involved in doing it. And those hurdles and that bad user experience creates an environment where scams can flourish.
I've got another retweet. That's crazy, man. That's like 10 retweets within 1 hour. I've never had so many retweets in my life. I'm so happy. It's crazy, man. Okay, so here we have the presentation going on, how to evaluate ICOs. So it says, team.
With Zilla, we have the wallet, the chat, and the ICO information all built into the same app. So
okay,
kind of cut out the variables.
Who is here actually? Anyone who is just in the tab? Can you hear me properly? I want to make this more interesting, man. I want you to stay in this live chat and to enjoy it. And make it a little bit funny because most of the time those events are presenting. People present in one-way channel. I don't like that because that's just back at university again. I hate that. I don't like university because it's just not the way you should learn things. You learn things by practical approach, making failures, making mistakes, so many mistakes that you can survive. After, let's say, 10,000 mistakes, you're gonna get it right.
So then, and when the app goes live for not a beta version or a live version, we will do full KYC on every team member. And if you see the chat directly with the team members and with everybody in the ICO, then the middle one section is like our white papers. Of course, you get to vote and download every aspect of this too, but we have the overview, the problem that they're trying to solve, the solution.
That's the thing, I don't understand. I got retweets, but nobody clicks on the link.
Then the next section is how much their token section. So
how do I get that? How do I get people clicking on the link?
Where you can see what the token supply is, what we use.
9 retweets.
So 15 when you click OK, OK. You click OK, their project button, and then you receive this. So Still Black is actually a paid service. It's about, it says 1 ETH a month here, but it's about $300 per month. But if you participate in our project, our crowd sale, then you get Zilla Black for free forever, actually. The app is just actually a small part of what we do.
Did I just hear you get Zilla for free forever? He just said you get Zilla for free forever. Okay, I'm gonna talk here. He's gonna talk there. It's gonna be boring. So I'm gonna talk here. If you have questions or anything, wanna engage, just tell me.
So again, this is like the ICO market section. This again is a slightly older version of the app, but you get the gist of it. You can see who's valuing each project, how much, and then when you're ready, you can use various cryptocurrency even credit card, to participate in the ICO.
Hey, we have a new fan here. Are you new from Twitter? You can chat, you know, you can chat down here at the phone. If you're on iPad, you can just click once and you get a button and you can just chat with me. Or you can chat here if you're on a laptop. There's a live chat. So if you chat, I can see and respond to you. Otherwise, I can't.
And it's finished really soon. We've got a very active Telegram community, so please check us out. It's ELA.io, and you're welcome to contact me on Telegram or on Twitter, and if you need, you can email me as well. Thank you. Yep. It's just kind of one of those things. I think what's more important is, you know, whether or not they're really going to deliver what they say they're going to deliver, and if there's a viable market for what it is they're trying to deliver. I would probably stay really focused on that. As long as they're, you know, somewhat close to delivering and they actually have a product, then I wouldn't worry too much about the exact date.
All right, we are still in the meeting, and we just have a new guest joining us, most likely from Twitter. So let me just explain. I am here at this event, and they are just doing that presentation right now. Oh, hey, nice money. I want to wait for a while and the stream. Okay, so the stream didn't die. I just really went off just to check my Twitter. I got 10 retweets within half an hour for this link. The link that shows to this live chat.
A lot of information.
It's crazy, man. It just keeps coming. Boom, 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 boom. That's money. Did you get what happened before? You can, you know, watch it later on when this stream is uploaded as a normal video. Hey, thank you for your comments actually on my YouTube videos. I really like them. I really like to answer the comments. It's like my job is to answer YouTube comments. This is how I make money, you know, that's so nice. Yeah. No worry. So today it's just a couple of startups presenting their project, and they are going to launch their ICOs. That's why they are doing this token show, so that a lot of people are going to know about them and buy their tokens. So the most important thing to take out from this is that it is happening. I'm pretty sure it is happening. I can feel it. A lot of people are into it, and there is a guy who works in private equity for a long time. He is a very solid guy, you know, and he has credentials. And this guy is also investing in Bitcoin and blockchain for about 4 years now. So that's quite a long time. Net money? No, I have not made a single penny from YouTube yet. And the advertisement will only start when YouTube has received 10,000 views from me. I only have about 8,000 views. I need still 2,000 views. So if you can help me and invite all your parents or, you know, your nephews to watch my YouTube videos, just click on it, you know, and then leave. So I get all the views. This way I can actually start making some money. But having said that, we're full right now, and once I just need to get on my microphone. I have to get it on. So you get another. Yeah, thank you, Nesmani. Thank you, Wei.
Because now, you know,
there are some new videos coming up now, which are just me playing some piano or guitar, and there is going to be one coming up tomorrow, most likely, on me going to Hong Kong, and there's a how-to guide on how to live in Japan, how to open a bank account, how to post your letter, how to do a lot of stuff in Japan that you would like to do and buy the stuff that you want to buy, and how to go to an onsen, how to enjoy your food, everything in one short video. And after that, I show you how I got into Hong Kong. And then there is going to be a lot of things, man, a lot of good stuff. Me doing Kung Fu me doing Star Wars, and me doing a lot of interviews. So you're gonna know a lot more about me. After the video, who is John? I will reveal more about me.
We hear about bands in China, we hear about bands.
I think the footage looks nicer than the GoPro. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think the GoPro is not, and if I film it using my iPhone, I have less recording time. It's more optimized for YouTube, and I don't have to edit that much. So what I'm thinking is to basically just do most of the time live stream for short, very, very interesting events. And for edited videos, I will just use the iPhone and then try it, and then I put it on iMovie. I switch from Adobe Premiere to iMovie because it is way faster to edit. iMovie is so good.
Chinese entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and developers are very active in tech-related activities.
Actually, do you find Netsmoney? Do you find it actually good if I have a lot of different stuff on my YouTube channel? As in a lot of different categories. Say play drum, which is my guitar and piano play, music, kung fu, action movies, short movies with special effects, travel movies, me on a bike. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I need to go here because can't hurt to diversify. Yeah, I'll just put them all in one channel. For now, my most popular video is still me talking about me with the who is John in the Bike It John series. Netsmoney. What is weird is that I put this on Twitter, the link to this live chat, and 10 people retweeted it. 10 people. Each of them have like 1,000 followers, but none of them would click on the link. As in, nobody is joining into this on Twitter, even though there's a lot of retweets within half an hour. I don't understand why, I thought if you have the retweets, you have the game. But you need to have the people click on the link after the retweet. It's weird how to do that, actually.
As you know that now a lot of venture capital in the mainland of China started to make a very, very important focus.
Yeah, I think so too.
In the currency world, even though they haven't set up the.
Yeah, I need to do some more live videos when more interesting things come up, like crazy food or some kind of crazy stuff, going on.
Have this idea to cooperate with.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I need to do some kind of more generic stuff, like something that more people are interested in. For example, I don't know, any ideas? But the thing is, I just like entrepreneurship, I like making business. Yeah, I know, right? So whenever I go and eat, I do a live stream. I do a live stream every time I eat food. And I do it so often that people are gonna know every day there's gonna be 3 videos by John at specific times, and boom, that's gonna be a regular thing. And people expect that from me, so they can actually go on my channel and expect at this time John is gonna eat, and he's going to eat every time crazy stuff.
And I think it's a good thing to the market. So after.
What time is it at your place, Netsmoney?
A lot of ICO products they just abroad. They set up their foundation abroad.
In this room is going to be the next couple of millionaires, This room contains at least 5 millionaires, at least, currently, and it's going to contain even like more millionaires in the future.
And the third change, I think, because at that time,
11 p.m. So you have to sleep soon, huh? What is mukbang?
But it's very funny.
Everyone eats. Yeah. I guess so. Anything crazy? I don't know. Something crazy. Maybe I I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard.
Just open their foreign exchange website, just like OKES or Pro or Allcoin is also.
Let me find a way to
Chinese.
make it more.
So I think it's
There's
really hard to ban or stop Chinese investors because they're really very active in this part. I think maybe in the future, I think maybe in the near future, maybe 3 or 6 months, I think the ICO market will change a lot because I think there will have more valuable projects in this ICO area.
Did you see that? She's so hot. I think this is one of the reasons why I come here so often. Yeah, mukbang. So do they have a YouTube channel? That's money. I will check them out, and I probably just do that. I do the same thing, and I try. Tomorrow, I'll do it. The first time. Oh, I just got another retweet, man, and another retweet. It's like it's keep coming. This is crazy, man. But the thing is, like, I've got now 15 retweets, right, to the link that links into this live stream. However, I only have 2 people in it. I've got less people than before it got retweeted. Yeah. It's on a channel. 10,000 people. 10,000 of people do it. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not so, it's more like a topic video channel. But, oh, I see. Who is the biggest player in that topic? Do you know? It is actually quite. Imagine 100 people in this live stream. Oh, that would be so nice. That would be so cool. Yeah, I just have to be careful actually. Everything I say right now is going to be public forever, you know, because people can just scrape it and just keep it on their server. I'm going to say, John, we've got your secrets. Yuka Kinoshita. Could you comment on one of my videos with her name and the link to her channel so I can subscribe? Actually, I watch YouTube way more after being a YouTuber. She eats enough food for like 10 people every day. But how come she's still cute? How is that possible? She's cute and at the same time she eats like so much? Like, is she like pretty or is she cute because you say she's cute? Maybe she's like, you know, fat and cute. Yeah. She's hot, okay. So maybe she's got a very good metabolism. I'm gonna get some food now. Maybe in half an hour, people are gonna go to get some food, and I'm just gonna join them. They gave me a free T-shirt. Obviously, it's not quite free because it's like marketing for them. But if I had 100 people here, I could totally charge a lot of money. Yeah, you don't have to post the link here, Nets Money. Just open a new tab, go to any of my video and post it on my video, or add me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook or Twitter somewhere. Twitter is ByKidJohn. That's my handle, and you can just tweet to me. That would be actually preferable. I think I want to use Twitter more. Thank you very much, Nets Money. Okay, bonus Rushiko liked my tweet, and now he's gonna retweet it, and he retweeted it. He's like, retweet. It's almost certain, man. So that's what's gonna happen. I think people are clicking on that link, they come to this chat, they go off because they think it's boring. And people who stay in that chat are mostly, almost always my fans already. So they know my stuff already. So if you are new, go to my channel and check out my other videos, become my fan, and then you naturally would watch this live stream longer. Okay. And I'm going to go to get some really nice food just in a few minutes. So stay tuned and you're gonna see some really nice street food in Hong Kong. And who is the other guy? Okay, mention from Nets Money. Press, oh wow. Oh, thank you, I like it. It actually it's really nice tool, Twitter. I just wish that it's more positive, you know. When you tweet something that is negative, it gets a lot of attention. You can get one person's reputation entirely destroyed overnight. Do you know that about this has Justin landed yet tag? Oh my god, that was crazy, man. Has Justin landed yet? Justin is a marketing professional. She is a PR professional. And she would go to Africa, and before she goes on her plane, she would text on Twitter, "I'm off to Africa. I hope I don't get AIDS. I'm white. Haha." So then everything blew on Twitter. It's like, she's racist, you know, she's racist, she's racist, she's racist. And then people would yes, people would go to the airport before she landed and take the picture of her who landed. Fuck. This is so crazy, man. Like how can you just mess it up so much? Like, okay, heads up, what's the other guys? Who are the other two? Nets Money is here. Who are the other two? I would like to know. 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 Right here, right now, right here, right now. Yo, hey, so I can say your name. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, here's the thing. If I go back to that meeting, nobody's gonna stay on here anyway. So I might as well just talk into the camera. Hey, do you want to see some goldfish? This thing stinks, man. It stinks like fish. But it stinks like really like fish that is almost going to be cooked. Alright, I think there is not many people, not much interest. Probably I just finish this live stream. What do you think, Nets Money? Should I finish it or should I keep on doing it? It's only one, only you.
Then there is a lesser chance for it to grow in value. I mean, I agree with Yassine explaining that, we have to look beyond the token price. But at the moment, the focus is on token price because also of the stage of the industry. Most of these ICOs, let's not forget, have happened in the last few months. So obviously, we have been focusing on the early stage of the whole ICO space. But if you look at Ethereum, for example, then what happened is basically Ethereum didn't issue Ether until the platform was built. So you didn't have any Ether for a year or so. Then the platform is built, and then the price didn't jump like crazy. The price of Ether has been appreciating this year, and the ICO took place in 2014. So, of course, as you know, all these tokens are fractionable. I mean, if you look at the ERC20 tokens, usually they have 18 decimals. I mean, that's how they work. So basically, price can go up for a while. It's not a problem. I think in terms of the utility and the way you describe it in the white paper, you can, of course, issue tokens later. I mean, there is no problem about that. I think Melonport has already planned, from the onset, they planned a second token sale in 2018. But
you can plan for future token issuance if it makes sense economically for everyone, if it makes sense for the buyers and for the issuers. So I think there is no problem about that. But of course, a lot of people are trying to make it scarce so that there is this initial impulse for potentially the price to go up. So it's a balance. It's a balance between what you want to do in the short term and how much you want to affect the price. And in the long term, how can you, as you were saying, can you actually use the token?
Thank you for your talk. I just want to ask, how would you value how would you value like a crypto asset, like the market value for it? Like not looking just at the price and the daily volatility, but like the underlying value that it could bring. And I'm not talking about like the future or like a 5-year, 10-year horizon that I'm talking about now. Like if Sandblock was to do an IOC today, how much money do I know or would I value that token for? Because at the end of the day, it's a service, or it could be an asset or utility, but how do you measure that kind of value? Because as you said, the ICOs are really recent, but I can just foresee that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, they're just gonna fail to deliver on the promise, and then I mean, you can kind of feel like there could be like a cascading effect where it just ruins the party for everyone.
I think April, maybe if you want to say something as well. But okay, so you're saying how can we value today? I mean, in any event, even if you value a share today, it's always based on a future service. There's always a future component. You know, if any asset really. You know, what's the value of gold? You know, what's the value of assets and commodities? It's usually always based on future demand that you expect, right? So in the case of tokens, it's the same thing. Future demand comes from the future utility of that token, future market. So in the case of Sandblock, they talk about the total addressable market, which is quite large because of obviously, you know, loyalty programs already exist in the world, so you can evaluate, you know, you can assess the value of loyalty programs, and then I'm sure they have done scenarios where they look at how much of that market the token Sandblock is developing can address, and that's going to be the same from all ICOs. So of course, as a crypto token buyer, it's very difficult because normally to invest, you should do that work for all the tokens you're going to buy. But who's doing this? I mean, it's very, you know, you have hundreds, thousands of tokens out there. People look at, you know, have a feeling of the market, the sector, and then they think, well, maybe because this token is related to certain markets, it could be Asia or China, or it could be another market. They say, oh, this is going to go up. But it takes a long time if you actually want to do the proper valuation model. That's what I was saying in my presentation. Even professional investors have trouble, you know, dealing with that because everyone is very familiar with equity models, not with token models. And the great thing about token models is actually there is a potential blue sky effect, which we haven't seen that much yet, but is yet to come. But I think although everyone can say this is over appreciating and the price of token is too high, at the same time it's very difficult to assess 10 years from now what is the utility of certain tokens. I mean, some of them, as you say, some of them will fail, obviously, like all companies and startups. But some of them could be actually quite larger than we think they could be. Yeah, this is. I'm just gonna add one thing about that. It's the value of a token is just like the value of any product. You know, you come up with trying to do the assessment of the size of the market that will be addressed, and how reasonably the time frame and the issuance of tokens. And at some point we should ask actually to Sandblock to answer to that, because there is real work that have been provided on this aspect. So maybe if you want to add a couple of words about that. Sorry, I woke you up.
You can just bring me up. Okay, you were asking the question? So, we basically, as Eddie mentioned, we have the market, the market research revenues that represent like 45 billion a year that we're addressing. So if we target, like, let's say a quick example, if we try to tokenize like 10% of this market, it's like 4 billion, that is to put in the valuation, the market cap of the token. So simply if we reach 10%, we'll probably eventually reach about like this valuation for token as this is the real value, underlying value, but it might be even more due to volatility in price, like we'll try to speculate on that.
Emily, you want to add something, and then I'll give you a question.
I think when I evaluate a ICO project or I think I paid a lot of attention to the behind the blockchain technology, and I will discuss it with my technical partner whether the blockchain technology is very active or very important in the ICO project. And I think a lot of ICO token fund are also trying to figure out how to evaluate the ICO the ICO project, and I think a lot of them are also just like what Yasin just said. A lot of them is also working on to develop a evaluation model for the ICO project. But I think maybe it will come out in the near future. Yeah, and that's what I would like to add.
Yeah, I have a question. Like in the typical VC startup market, the initial rounds of the venture capital are not just for the financial investment, but also you're kind of getting into the connections. Sometimes they'll serve as board members, help take the company from stage A to stage B, that sort of thing. Whereas it sounds like, I'm not very new to this whole thing, but it sounds like with an ICO, you're almost jumping straight into a public offering without some of that additional support. Are you seeing, how are some of these startup companies managing themselves in terms of the non-financial elements that come with VC funding?
Yes, so actually we in the world of blockchain, we have been very active as an investor. We're not passive investors, so we've always had this role of, either as an incubator or accelerator, but really helping the companies. You're right that it's all going faster now. So you have companies that start maybe start this year, 3 months later they raise 20 million or $50 million. That's a lot of money for a very young startup, and some could say that's probably too much money for a lot of startups. So as you may see, even if you have been in this space recently, there is a whole kind of custom of advisors. Of course, advisors are more or less valuable. I mean, I'm an advisor on, I don't know, half a dozen of ICOs. I'm not extremely active on all of them, but some of them, yeah, we do discuss. I mean, of course, you have very different, anyone can do an ICO, meaning not only a very young startup. I mean, you have some companies that actually have been around for a while and they're doing an ICO, and they have a revenue model, and they have a bigger team, etc. So advisor role changes, of course, in terms of based on that. As an investor, yes, we always work on early stage. I mean, Concilium, we always go early stage, which means we are used to all these challenges of the early life of startups. And as we know, there are many, and as you were saying, many and most of them are not financial at all. It's a wrong decision, wrong team, wrong jurisdiction. We can see all kinds of hurdles out there, all kinds of problems. And the biggest problem, as we're pointing out, is the kind of public exposure you get as an ICO startup. And I think really, really, you cannot underestimate that part, because to be answering people's questions 24/7, like all these guys are either doing or will do very soon, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of work, and it's also very dangerous when you think about it, because you can say something that can be misinterpreted, and it can kind of ruin your project. If
some of these can be trolls. They could get on your nerves, and you say the wrong thing, and then your project is discredited because of that. So they have to be very careful. They also have to be very careful in not over-promising, because that's the problem we see in this industry. You know, we see a lot of ICOs, and that's what the SEC has caught some of them saying, oh, you know, buy our token, next month you're going to make 100 times your money, or something stupid like that. You know, and obviously that's part of the problem as well. So to be an advisor or to be an investor is also telling these companies, you know, don't fall into that kind of trap. You know, don't get over promising, don't get over excited. You know, stay cool and be very careful with the communication part as well.
The crypto mining's been very hot, I guess, this year, where a lot of the miners are being sold out those GPUs. Do you see 2018 as another good year for mining, or would you see a risk if, let's say, the price corrects to have too many miners and the difficulty level goes up and it's not profitable to mine anymore? Like, what's your outlook?
So about mining, first reflection is when I started in 2013, there is one sector I avoided, which was mining. And the main reason was, at the time, it was just much more capital intensive than any other sector, and kind of an arms race. So I felt that if I didn't have the great connection with the chips manufacturer or whatever, then why bother? Because, you know, if you don't have access to the right chip, then you cannot mine. And even companies that we thought were successful, like KNC Miner, they eventually, you know, went down. I think 9 out of 10 miners from 2013 did not survive. Of course, the success stories, like I would say Bitmain and Bitfury, which are doing well, they had access to the technology, and they had access, I guess, at some point to some cheap energy, which is amazing. So mining is a combination of many factors. You know, technology, energy, and in some way good connections, because you also have to sell the coins, etc. So, and I guess the successful ones have built all this, you know, all this part. 2018, I think, should be good for mining, and the great thing is there are many new projects and new ICOs, and not all of them are ERC20 tokens. Some are doing, you know, their own blockchain, and they will need miners. So I think it will be exciting. See good projects with mining.
Mining in 2018, right? What we saw over the last few years is, so mining is a bit of a black box, literally, and a black box mentally, to understand all the variables involved. And you saw in 2013, 2014, these cloud mining problems, big scams going on with cloud mining, because the returns sound good until the difficulty switches, and then people don't see the return. And so you have basically a consumer market where people are buying Bitcoin miners like these to make a return on their money, but very quickly realize that there's a depreciating return, and very quickly you don't make it back in money. And at the top, you have this sort of industrial, institutional sort of Bitcoin mining, which is a consolidation of hyper-smart chip makers, access to government energies, and mostly the hoarding and the creating a space where it's not competitive anymore. And so you have maybe 5 players globally which are dominating if you look at, not even the pools, if you look at each block that's mined, and you start looking at an explorer, you see there's 5 miners that really control it all. And it's sometimes a slush pool, or sometimes that pool. 2018, I think we're just going to see further consolidation. I mean, there was the nano chip competition for the last couple of years to get smaller and smaller and more efficient, and nobody really worked out how to do the immersion cooling technologies. But the people that are going to be making these are going to be the top chip makers and the top companies. And so I just think that it just becomes so much more consolidated in the mining. And what you see is when somebody even thinks about a proof of stake, moving something proof of stake, the amount of aggression that comes out of the mining companies is tremendous. Like when it's even suggested that Bitcoin should move to proof of stake, you see Bitfury, you see Bitmain saying, like, putting out press releases that this is the worst idea possible. Who knows? Just a little bit about color, no?
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions you want to share? You want to ask? Feel free. It's a meetup. Talking about it.
Token valuation? I have some thoughts on it. I was thinking some token valuation thoughts, right? First of all, like, when you're talking about token valuation, you're asking this question, there's a wealth of knowledge online. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 websites a week that come up teaching you about valuation of tokens or ICO rating reviews or new auditing companies. Even ICOs that come out, like QuantStamp or other ones which are syndicated, which is sort of a prediction market of the success of things. There's so much information coming out there, and as this becomes less fragmented, maybe through a series of acquisitions, maybe, who knows, EtherScan might buy an ICO rating company and start being the lead knowledge producer of ICO ratings. And then maybe you get big companies like the big 4, like KPMG and PwC starts underwriting ICOs as the industry matures. And when you see the price of cryptocurrency or crypto assets, I think we're really looking at the net present value of all the future potential of it. Because in many of these projects, the people working on them have the ability to disrupt the entire thing. Like loyalty is an old business, which doesn't really have young incumbents trying to revolutionize it. And slowly you see a shift of new money coming into these projects to take over. It's sort of the phoenix rising from the ashes of certain industries. Like a lot of what Bitcoin is people moving their wealth from fiat money into crypto money because it's just a transfer of wealth into something new. It also gives the ability for anybody, anywhere to invest in something, which is a tremendous factor in this. Like it gives anybody the ability to be a VC. It's no longer an old boys club drinking martinis in mahogany offices. It's like anybody can put in 1 Ether into a project and become an investor, which is tremendous access to wealth globally in these projects, which means there's a value. What that value is, very hard to tell. There's so many variables.
Can I add 2 cents to that, though?
You can.
I mean, on the flip side to your question, the typical VC investor is an accredited investor with at least a few $1 million of net worth.
Yep.
And when they're investing, they're assuming that 9 out of 10 may not do well, but that one they hit really rockets up. So it's not like I think one of the things I'm curious about is it's not like normal stock market investing where you're looking at P&Es and valuations are based on revenues and multipliers, right? This is really speculative investing for investors that are able to lose that investment, but sometimes have a win.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the traditional valuation models apply.
I don't think it does. And also the traditional model of accredited investor is somebody that either has a net worth of over $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, or has experience in the capital market. That's also a stupid idea. Because what we're seeing now is you can have doctors which aren't traditionally accredited investors invest into medical technology, like medical chain or new ICO about things that they know best. You could have some sort of like furniture ICO, and furniture makers can start investing in that because they understand the market so much better than you and I do. Unless you're a furniture maker, like it's very hard to understand these things. But now we have the ability for people in their own industry that understand huge potential to invest in these things, and so it sort of flips that whole accredited thing on its head.
What I guess what I would add to that would be that is an ICO. My initial thinking is that the ICO depends on the age of the company, not just whether it's an ICO. You could have a very mature company do an ICO, and you could probably come up with a pretty good valuation based on their revenues and years of performance versus a one-year startup that's going off of a cool idea. That's be much more like a VC ICO that has high risk, that sort of thing. That would be my 2 cents.
The problem about that is that the problem about that is that when you the difference between a mature company doing an ICO and a young one is not really about the revenues because, as I was saying, you have no rights as a token holder. So it's all about the token model again, actually. But the difference is that you expect the older company actually can deliver whatever they're saying they will deliver. So it's more again of a trust and a kind of irrational kind of feeling about, if this company has been around for 20 years and they have been building computers or fridges or cars, and they do an ICO for a token in this space, you think they're going to do it because they don't want to put their brand, their reputation in play, and actually everybody knows they can do it. But now you have these new teams which come up and they are they have 6 months around and they say, I'm going to build this and it's going to revolutionize, I don't know, trade finance or, shipping. It was like, okay, we can give you some kind of benefit of the doubt, as we say, but how far can this go, So I think when you're saying it is speculative, yes, it's extremely speculative. But again, be careful, because you cannot assess it as a regular investment. You have to assess it as a token investment. And the token dynamics are extremely different from equity and revenue, etc. You're not supposed to share revenue on a token. I mean, until now, in the future, you could come in a model where it's a pure security token, and there is a jurisdiction somewhere that says, yes, we can start sharing revenue. And when this comes, like Mo was saying, obviously PwC and Deloitte, they will underwrite it because it's business for them. And right now, Deloitte are doing, they're putting their names to some ICOs, they're trying to be very selective, of course, but all these companies are getting there, they're going in the space, but not as underwriters, just advisors and doing legal and tax work. But I think we're getting to the point where big institutions are going to get in this game because they won't stay, watching billions being made by other people or being raised without them being active.
PwC Hong Kong just approached me saying they will be advisors and they'll accept our tokens.
And they like what, sorry?
PwC Hong Kong approached me saying they will be advisors to our ICO and they will accept our tokens, nothing else. No cash, no tokens.
Whoa, nice.
They're getting involved. And one optimistic thing that I want to share about the difference between the VC model and token mechanics, or token sales. Generally speaking, with VC investment, you have a very, very strong board of directors that are pushing people very hard to do something commercialized. So if you have something like a shirt company, and there's a VC investment, they push to commercialize, get cheaper fabrics, get cheaper manufacturing, so we can maximize profits. It's a little maybe naive or maybe too optimistic about this token, but you don't really you have advisors in token sales, and if you have good advisors, like StartupToken, like Coincident, you can get a lot of input in how to grow properly. But you don't have that sort of board pushing, like breathing down your neck, make a cheaper product and sell it with bigger margins. You have people focused on the quality of the product and delivering a valuable product to people. And this is what we see, a lot of the most valuable ones. And I'm an advisor for several companies, and I tell them, first work on the product. I understand that it's important to token holders that it appreciates, but which exchange it goes on the second you distribute your tokens is not the first priority. The first priority is delivering a good product, and let it speak for itself. But the commercialization, like that VC sort of heaviness that you have, like super aggressive tactics for them to see a return fast, is something that doesn't exist so much here. You have like angry people in the Slack channels and Telegram channels, but it's very different. They don't own shares. They can't kick you out as a CEO.
Okay, guys, drop the mic. So enjoy networking. Thank you very much for coming. And we see you in a couple of months for other projects again. And thank you for coming. And happy New Year. Let's enjoy the beers.
Right, so now it's getting more interesting. We're going to have, we're going to have live chat.
Yeah, I was just standing and I was waiting.
Oh, beer! There's beer, guys. There's beer.
Yeah. Strategic play.
Yeah, right. Anything. So, hey, thank you very much for the talk. Actually, I do have a question for you. How is it because I just started last week. To do blockchain, and I just heard about blockchain like last week. I mean, I heard about it way before, but I heard about it properly by Clement, the guy who is working here. He was just talking about blockchain, Bitcoin every sentence. So I got into it, and I checked the graph, and I checked the technology, and I read the white paper by Satoshi, and I got really convinced by it, man. I was in tears after reading the Blockchain Revolution book, So I'm just curious how to, where would you point me to go for education? I mean, apart from your side, obviously I'm going to sign up for that.
That's more of a certified program, and if anybody's watching this, the best advice I can give them is.
Oh, okay. Not to do this. Exactly over. Oh, it's fine.
Well, I think the best advice I would give somebody, maybe take like $30, buy as much pizza and Red Bull as you can, lock yourself in your apartment for 24, 48 hours, and just watch YouTube as much as you can.
What channel?
Your channel, maybe soon. But watch things like Andreas Antonopoulos on. Anything Andreas Antonopoulos is very smart.
Have you heard about box mining?
Box mining is very good. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's from Hong Kong.
Yeah, I know him. He came to my London conference.
Yeah, he's literally doing the same thing as I am doing.
And Crypto Omar from Crypto News. If you sit in your apartment for 24, 48 hours, you will know more than anybody in your apartment complex or within 10 blocks of you. That's the easiest.
How about books? Do you recommend books for that kind of thing? Or do you...
Blockchain Revolution is very good.
I read that. So is there anything... I mean, is a book better than
Andreas
YouTube?
wrote a good book. Andreas Antonopoulos wrote a good book. Man, it's 2017. You're doing a video. Like, videos are a very good way to process data manageably.
Okay. That it's also faster, I think, honestly. And also you
get the
remember
Matrix thing in the back of your head. And you go like, I know Kung Fu. But after the 24 hours watching YouTube, you'll be like, I know blockchain.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Actually, I did a Kung Fu movie here in Hong Kong. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up in 1 or 2 days.
Cool.
Yeah, you can check out I've got some funny videos on there. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. Do you have actually a program that is more affordable?
Yeah. So we're creating the largest free repository of all information, like these things I'm telling you about, just for people to learn. We need to get certified, trained blockchain developers immediately.
Okay.
That's our main goal. At the same time, we want to provide the free education for anybody that just wants to learn.
Okay.
That exists as well.
But I would like to learn from you how to do entrepreneurship with blockchain. As in, I don't want to be employed with blockchain technology. I want to learn it, and I want to build my own stuff. You know, my own app or my own. Do you do like iOS courses on how to use blockchain to do apps? You know,
I guess
blockchain-based apps.
That's not the first priority. But also just post on the forums. The forums remain a really warm, welcoming place. Some more than others, but yeah.
And from the forum, I can go to other links and other sites.
Post on thing. I want to learn how to do this thing.
Okay.
You'll hit 20 results.
Thank you very much.
Go on Reddit, BTC.
Where are you guys based? Are you?
I'm in Amsterdam. Most of the teams in the United States. We have people in Southeast Asia as well.
Can you speak German by any chance?
Yes, and Dutch.
Oh, wow. Ja, ich kann Deutsch. Ich kann auch Deutsch.
Auch Deutsch.
Ja.
Deutsch sprechen wir Hochdeutsch. Von Wien.
Hochdeutsch?
Ja. Wien. Vorne in Wien.
Ich auch?
Ja. Wien.
Ich bin Wiener. Ich habe österreichisches Passport. Ich war in Wien für 10 Jahre oder so. Ich ging in die Schule dort.
Aber jetzt sprechen wir holländische Deutsch.
Oh, okay.
Wir wohnen in Amsterdam.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. So your headquarters is in Amsterdam?
Yeah, headquarters is more like Silicon Valley, San Francisco.
Oh, Silicon Valley. So did you move to Silicon Valley later, or did you start in Silicon Valley?
It's like we're all everywhere.
Like everywhere. Yeah, I really want to go to Silicon Valley. Like I'm traveling on a bike, you know, around the world. So I'm usually camping, but because of these events, I can't camp. So I'm like usually now I just live upstairs there, you know, in the hostel, and I would like to go to Silicon Valley on a bike, you know, just bike around. And
my co-founder ran from the East Coast to the West Coast to raise money for charity.
He ran from
Florida to San Francisco.
How long did it take?
I think a month, maybe longer.
A month?
More, yeah.
That's not too long, actually.
Yeah, look it up. He did it in 2014.
2014. So I can actually cycle from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Why not?
Okay, I'm gonna cycle from the East Coast to the West Coast, man. I'm gonna camp.
You heard it here
during the day.
first.
Yep, I'm gonna do that, and then I go to his office. Nice meeting you. Hey, you know, you retweeted my tweet, and I got 18 retweets. 18 retweets. It's amazing, man. Are those people who retweeted it, are they your friends or you don't know them?
No, that's the people who follow us, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we retweeted.
Yeah, and it's like boom, boom, boom. Every minute is a retweet. It's crazy. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for the video.
Yeah. Are you going to fly back now, or are you gonna stick around and get some food together with the guys?
Well, we said tonight, but we have to leave tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to Tokyo.
Where do you? Really? Are you going to Tokyo? I just came from Japan. I'm riding on a bike around the world. Yeah. My Twitter handle is BikeItJohn. BikeItJohn. Like. Yeah.
You have like a...
Yeah, I've got. I'm on YouTube. I'm YouTuber. So if you go to, yeah, I've got Twitter.
I get YouTube somewhere.
Anywhere really, Twitter. YouTube is good too. That's where most of my content are. So just hit John Wu, JOHN. WU and yeah, but like space. Yeah, and no, and just U, W. Yeah, that's it, W. Yeah, that's it. No, W, just like that. Yeah, yeah, man. That's it. Search. And the second one is me. And right now I'm live. Yeah, yeah, that's me right now. Yeah, yeah, man. Subscribe because I'm gonna do a lot of Bitcoin videos.
Cool.
Yeah,
let's subscribe. Thanks.
Yeah, see you, man. Yeah, have a nice day. Alrighty. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Yeah. So how long have you been to Bitcoin and blockchain?
So I'm actually pretty new, so I'm just starting out. So
yeah, same. I started last week.
Yeah, so for me it's a lot to learn.
We've got Heineken beer here. I'm totally not sponsored by Heineken, just by the way. Not sponsored yet. So many people here. I just wish there's free pizza, but there is no free pizza. Let me see. Let me see. Is there anything there? Anyone? Okay. There are 3 people in the chat. It's really nice. Nice to have you around here. All right. Look at this. This is the trading platform, and if that goes on, people are making a huge amount of money. Jesus, you can't believe it. How much money is flowing through this room? This room is a trading platform. This room is like a trading, the first and the only cryptocurrency trading company in Hong Kong. They're having a monopoly here. They can charge anything they want. Seriously, man, it's crazy. So we have somebody here who is issuing coins, and that is endorsed by KPMG. Is it KPMG? No. Is it? Which one is it?
We got approached by PwC to be advisors on our ICO.
Oh, okay.
And they propose to accept coins.
Oh, that's amazing. So they will get coins instead of money to advise you. What kind of coins?
Our own coins.
Oh, that is so cheap, man. It's literally you just print your own money and just give it to them.
And you get their endorsement.
What's the coin called?
Capital coin.
Capital coin. What are you trying to solve? What problem?
We're trying to build a tokenized platform to do IPOs. So we're going to build the world's first blockchain stock exchange.
Blockchain stock exchange.
Where companies can issue their stocks for the first time.
Or like crypto companies, or any company.
Any company, any industry in the world.
But it's based on blockchain technology. Wow. Okay, so
not companies based on blockchain technology.
Yeah, I know.
But let's say a manufacturing company.
But the IPO itself is on blockchain.
So it's a tokenized share they will issue. So it will be a global borderless stock exchange.
Okay.
And companies will not need to go to an investment bank to do their.
That is amazing. So I and you can open an IPO like tomorrow. But so what's the website called?
Website for the ICO is called dgcamp.io. DGCAMP.io.
Okay.
And we are expecting to do the ICO sometime in 2018.
2018, very nice. So you're just coming here to get some investors, or are you coming here to get some?
I've been around the globe doing our road shows.
Okay.
And I like Asia a lot, so I'm here trying to get some work done and also find some investors.
If you are on this event, what's the success rate of getting investors? Is every single event you go to is one investor who is going to invest, or is it like 1 in 10?
No, the events actually have 0 investors.
Really? So what? But why?
I just do the road shows to gain exposure and to meet people and to see
okay.
what
Network.
they're thinking about.
But how do you get real investors who actually
You have to
put
do
money?
very specialized work.
Oh, okay. So you have to actually be personal, right? You have to actually go to their home, maybe.
You have to know them, and it's through different channels, not through these meetups.
But they don't invest in you unless you are here, unless you get traction, right? Unless you get some kind of.
Well, I'm trying to do a private pre-ICO round, so obviously they will not invest in me unless they know me.
Yeah, I
But
see.
ICO round is different, where they invest blindly in anything if they believe in it.
So your ICO is basically it's private.
So right now I'm trying to raise a private round for pre-ICO.
Pre-ICO, okay. So what's the minimum investment you are looking for?
For the pre-ICO, we need at least $1 to $5 million.
1 to 5 million per person?
No.
Per investment?
No,
together?
Together.
Okay, that's not too bad actually. But what are you trying to? I mean, what's the minimum I can pay to you in order to get in?
Maybe one Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is like 20,000 now.
Please don't post this in public because my hair is like really.
Oh, it's live.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I think guys, I'm gonna go off. I want to eat something.